These involve either composition or combination of functions. And this one, both of these are combinations. So we're going to multiply one, we're going to add the other. The first one is, let's multiply these two functions together and then determine the domain, or either way. But so when we multiply f times g is f of x multiplied times g of x. One way of doing multiplication, since notice in our tools here we don't have any multiplication symbol, I guess the best way to do this is just go with 4x squared minus 5 times the g function. Let's do a little different colors. 1 over x squared plus 2. And we can actually put this up in the numerator. Now, this is a correct answer, but we can also write it as, take the 4x squared minus 5, think of it as being in the numerator, and so we can put that up there in the numerator. Okay. Then when we come to think about the domain when we're combining functions, we could either do it separately. This function has no problems at all with the domain. X could be anything, right? This one, what we have to check, because there's this x here in the denominator, does the denominator ever become 0? Well, if you go to solve this, you get minus 2 and minus 2. So we get that x squared equals negative 2, but that can't happen, right? Because whenever you square a number, you're going to get a positive number. You can't square a number and get negative 2. Or if you were to think of it, we could take the square root of each side to try to solve this, but you get a square root of a negative number. That's an imaginary number. So that we're only working with real numbers, not imaginary numbers. So there is nothing, you can't get there's nothing we have to take out for x. So x is going to be everything. It's going to be from negative infinity to positive infinity. Nothing gives us a 0 in the denominator, so we're good all the way along here. So let's go ahead and put those answers in. Come here, fraction for x squared, arrow over, minus 5, and in the denominator, x squared plus 2. And what's our domain? It's everything. So we can go from negative infinity to positive infinity. And be careful. The reason I use the number line is that helps get everything in the right order. If you wrote this backwards, it's going to be wrong, because intervals are always from the smallest to the largest, always from the left to the right. Okay, so that's that part. I'm going to clear out all this stuff here, and we'll take a look at the second part, which is to add the two functions together. So I want to take f of x plus, change colors here, g of x. So I just add them, 4x squared minus 5 plus 1 over x squared plus 2, and that's what our new function is, right? Nothing really we could get common denominators, but that's a lot of work for no real good that I can see. So we're going to leave it at that. We bring in our fraction, 1 over x squared plus 2. And we've already talked about, oops, not there, be careful, arrow over, and then a plus 2. So that's, yeah, make sure everything looks good. The domain is really going to be the same, again, because X squared can be anything, right? Domain is negative infinity. Same thing here. We already discussed that there is no problems. We cannot get the denominator equal to 0, so we will not get an undefined answer. So I was always wondering, can you copy and paste these? Let's see. Control C. If I'm on a Mac, it's Command C or something, and then Control V. Hey, you can. So when you have the same answer, especially if it was like complicated, you could just copy and paste it. You all probably knew that. That's something new for me. Anyway, hope that's helpful. We'll just keep moving forward.